For the last year and a half, I've been shouting from the mountaintops that I want a vertical gaming mouse. I wanted one so badly, in fact, that through great effort I made a pretty janky one of my own. But after a whole bunch of late night AliExpress binging, I found a really stupid looking option which may actually scratch that itch: the gun mouse. But first, do you want to learn new skills, but your dopamine receptors are so fried that the only thing that can sustain your attention is repeated cattle prodding to the crotch? Well, then today's video sponsor is for you. Boot.dev has gamified the way that it teaches back-end giggity development in Python and Go programming languages. Not only are the lessons very hands-on and practical, but with each lesson you finish, you gain XP, levels, and achievements, which is a great way to keep your zoomer brain stimulated. And if you ever feel stuck on any of the lessons, there's an active Discord community with a bunch of people willing to help out. So if you want to hack your broken attention span to learn some useful programming skills, check out boot.dev down below using code Dawid to get 25% off an annual subscription if you select annual. Thank you boot.dev for sponsoring today's video. This is the Ragnarok TM gun mouse, which aside from really needing to look up the spelling of Norse apocalypse events, is a pistol grip style AliExpress special gaming mouse which has the potential to uproot my love for vertical mice. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now, first impressions are not amazing. It's very plasticky, and so are the clickers. That's also not a particularly satisfying click. You do have a scroll wheel on the side, which, I mean, I guess that makes sense. I think for daily PC use, this is going to be pretty awkward, but I mean, that's very much not what it's designed for. And then on the top here, you have a DPI selector. That's nice. I like that you have the option for that. Another big downer is that you just have one pretty limp shoulder button, which in itself is pretty much a deal breaker for me because I need two. Now underneath, you've got an option which does widen its demographic of use quite a bit. You've got a vibrator on and off, which is really exciting. This has haptic feedback in it, although the implementation is yet to be seen. Also, these switches are horrendous. Interestingly, sensor-wise, we've got a Pixart PAW3335 sensor in here, which I can't find a huge amount of information on, but it's a 16K DPI low-powered sensor, which according to some guy on Reddit is meant to be a competitor to the Logitech Hero sensor. So it's probably pretty solid, but we'll see how it feels. It does come with a replacement for the main clicker. Now under there, you can see we've got a blue switch. It's not a cherry switch, and honestly it's a little bit of a lame switch, but it does give you the option to swap it out for like a faux metal one. I did initially think that this was metal. Is it metal? I'm not sure if this is metal or not, but you kind of swap that in there. Struggle to... Oh, there we go. Oh, it's quite a bit bigger. I don't know if that form factor is better or not, but that is quite the protrusion over there, and I don't know if that feels better than the other one, but we'll test it out in use. And then finally, you also get like a wrist rest bit, which also stores your little dongle. That is a very whack implementation. It feels pretty loose, but I guess when it's on a table, yeah, I mean, there you go. Straight off the bat, it does feel very natural, although why is my mouse cursor not moving? Did the battery die? Okay, it's working again. Oh, that is surprisingly natural feeling. Now, if you compare it to a normal gaming mouse, I mean, to be fair, I'm so used to how this feels, but yeah, this kind of makes sense to me. It's a very similar feeling to a vertical mouse, except it's slightly more ergonomic because of the kind of lack of girth around the middle of it. Now, I will say, you do need to kind of lock your wrist and move it around. The moment that you get like wrist movement feels a little bit weird. Now, I'm somebody that is used to gaming with a vertical mouse, but this feels different. This is weird. This little butt pad is really annoying because it's pretty important for the ergonomics of the mouse, but it keeps moving around every time you pick the mouse up because it doesn't sit firmly enough. That is stupid. Wait, let's try without it. Yeah, see, now it's not stable enough. You know, it's like kind of wobbly now. It very much needs this grip. I mean, if I compare it, oh, this is so much more accurate. Oh, this is so much better. And after a bit of reveling in how much better the normal gaming mouse was, swapping back to the other one immediately yielded a problem. Oh, and then the mouse dies a lot as well. The mouse doesn't seem to auto-wake once it's gone to sleep after like 30 seconds of inactivity, which is pretty annoying. Now, the immediate ergonomics of it feels reasonable. It feels correct. But actually gaming with it, it's pretty butt cheeks. And then every time you take your hand off it, it breaks. And the little switch is terrible, so it's super annoying to actually get it going again. So now I've turned the vibrator on. I'm curious to see. Oh! That's pretty cool. I like the haptic feedback. The feedback is very much just it vibrating. But I like a good vibrator, you know? So I decided to try out Tarkov Arena, which was borderline unplayable on the gun mouse. There's something about the game's recoil and how quickly you have to get on a person's head meant that despite it being designed for FPS games, I basically couldn't win any gunfights with it. So I decided to try out aim labs to see how much of a discrepancy there was in accuracy compared to a normal gaming mouse. Yo, this thing is such garbage. Every time you let it go, it just dies. Oh, this scroll is also pretty terrible. And then I made the terrible realization that aim labs has changed a lot since the last time I used it. It doesn't tell you that if your username is registered yet, and then every time it fails, it makes you retype in all of your passwords. And then I continued whinging because I couldn't figure out what game mode was just standard aim labs. What is like standard aim labs? Like what? But once I found a usable mode, I did a run each with the gun mouse and a normal gaming mouse, and the difference in results was stark. Whoa, that was way better, holy crap. My accuracy had jumped from 68% with the gun mouse to 90% with the normal mouse, and my score was 20,000 higher. I then decided to be real sweaty with the next gun mouse run, but still couldn't get near to the accuracy of the normal mouse. A result that tracked over multiple attempts and days. I've been using the gun mouse for a while now, and I really don't like it. I'm excited to never have to use it again. Arena is essentially unplayable with it, but it's not just because of performance accuracy issues. It's also got a whole bunch of just basic usability problems. The first and biggest one, in my opinion, is this wrist rest, which is essential for this mouse to work properly. But because of how terribly it's attached, every time you move the mouse around, you can feel the wrist rest kind of shift under your hand, which makes you constantly aware of the mouse, which just that is already a fundamental failure in my opinion. A mouse is a tool that you shouldn't be thinking about. It should just get out of your way and let you do clicking on heads more effectively. So that's really stupid. And then there's also the problem of it going to sleep really quickly. Now, this in itself wouldn't be an issue, but this mouse, as far as I can tell, doesn't have an auto-wake feature, which is really annoying, and it's a problem that's exacerbated by the tiny, super annoying little switch on the bottom. So if you haven't touched the mouse for 30 seconds, you have to pick it up and kind of struggle with the little switchy down here, and that alone is a deal breaker for me. It's super annoying. But aside from all of this stuff, I think that this is just fundamentally a bad idea for a mouse, which initially was really confusing to me because I like vertical mice quite a lot, and I'm actually more accurate with a vertical mouse than I am with a normal mouse. So why am I so much less accurate with this one? Well, I think the reason for it is that with a vertical mouse, a normal one, you use it with a kind of claw grip like this, which allows you to move it pretty quickly, it feels sturdy in your hand, and you still have decent accuracy. Whereas with the gun mouse, you have to grip it like a pistol grip. I mean, that's the whole point of it. Which initially, when you first grip the mouse, feels great. Like, the ergonomics of this thing make a lot of sense. But there's something about this grip that makes it very difficult to accurately place the mouse on a kind of flat horizontal surface. So unfortunately, Ragnarok, I think that this is just conceptually a terrible idea for a mouse, which kind of makes sense because no one else has done this ever again or before. So yeah, I guess it's just a stupid novelty. Which brings me to the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the Ragnarok. Listen to that wobble, very good. And subscribe to the channel while you're there. And until the next video, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.